Hello. Today I'm going to show you how to set up the SmoredBoard's chat controller so you can hook up your YouTube chat or Twitch chat and control the SmoredBoard, playing sounds, setting voice changers, doing whatever you want. Now first we need to open the Configurator page. To do that, click on Settings down here, then scroll down to Control SmoredBoard using YouTube or Twitch chat and click Configure. Now when you open it, it'll say no stream selected, so just click the plus button right here to add a stream. And if you're adding a YouTube stream, you can just enter the handle of the channel or the channel ID if you know what that is. If you don't know what it is, you can just look it up. It's really easy to get. But for this tutorial, I'll be using a Twitch stream. So just paste the entire Twitch link, or you can just paste the part after the slash. I'll just do the whole thing because it's why not. And then once you add it, just give it a name. I'm fine with Smorder as the name. And then you should see the connection dot turn to green. And then click on chat log, and you can open up your offline chat if you're on Twitch. If you're on YouTube, you have to actually go live to test it. But if you're on Twitch, you can test in your offline chat. I can type hello, and you'll see the message appear here. Now that we know this works, we can start setting up our triggers. So I'll click add a new trigger. And now there's two separate parts to triggers that you need to understand. The first one is the filter section, and the second one is the action chain. The filters part is how you set up when the trigger fires, and the action chain is what it actually does when it does fire. So I'll start with the trigger details. By default, it adds a message filter, but you don't have to have that if you don't want it. You can click on add filter down here. You can see all the different options you can have. You can add a user filter, for example, and block this to only subscribers or VIPs, or if their username contains the letter A, you can do whatever you want. There's also a donation and a subscription filter. Both of these are pro only. I think that's obvious as of why. So if you are a pro user, you can set up the minimum bits someone donates, or on a YouTube stream, you just set whichever currencies you want to allow and then put the minimum amount in that currency you want. Now note there is one other difference between YouTube and Twitch streams for the subscription filter, and that is that you can't filter by tiers on YouTube. You can only filter by subscription tiers on Twitch, so keep that in mind. Now one other thing on Twitch is that if you want to add a channel point reward filter, we can't get this by just looking at the chat like we can get everything else, so you have to actually link your Twitch account to the SmoredBoard. To do that, click the Twitch button right here, and click connect. And then it'll then open this URL where you only have to authorize the SmoredBoard to view channel point rewards and the redemptions on your channel. That's literally all it can do. And this token is stored locally on your computer. It's not synced to our servers or your account or anything. It just stays locally on your computer. Once you have a link, you'll be able to see all your channel point redemptions here. Now note that I do not have any right now because if I open my Twitch dashboard, I do not have any custom rewards enabled. So keep in mind that these default rewards will not appear in here, only custom ones. So if I create a custom one called sound effect 1, I then click the refresh button here, and then it'll be in the drop down. I can select it. Then I'll just pick the sound, and if I go to my channel and I redeem this award, it'll play the song right here. So an example of what you can set up is a message filter where if someone types ! sound effect and the message contains the word cowboy. You could also technically do it up here, but for the example here, I'll move it down here. That way you understand how you can make some more complicated message filters using this. You could also click the plus button here and add another or to it, or it can be or s. That way it can be a little bit shorter for people, but this is entirely up to you. Use your imagination for how you can fill this. I'll do ! just ! test for now. Now moving on to the action chain. The action chain is very simple. You just select an action type. You can select, I think, pretty much everything in the SmoredBoard. Everything I could think of that you might possibly want is in here. Obviously things like sound snap and stuff that are pro only, you won't be able to use if you're not a pro user, but anything that you could normally use, you'll be able to use. All right, so for this test here, I have it set to ! test, and then let's play the sound I am Steve. Now when I open my stream and type ! test, it'll play that sound just like you'd expect.
Steve.
So you can add as many actions as you want. So let's say I set it to the wait action, and then I add another one, and let's play this sound here. Now instead of having to type ! test to my chat, I can just click test chain.
I am Steve.
And it does it exactly how it would if I typed ! test or this trigger was fired, however you have it set up to fire. So that's how you set up a trigger, but you might not always want this trigger active. So let's say, for example, I wanted to pause all the triggers for this stream. I click on the keybind button on whatever stream I want, and I can set this to any keybind. Now when I press those keybinds with the keybind toggle on, it'll pause all triggers for the stream. You can also do the same thing globally across all your streams if you have multiple up here. And there's also a Stream Deck button you can use to pause and unpause all the triggers if you want to do it that way. So that should be everything you need to know. If you have any questions, feel free to join our Discord and ask anyone in our community or me, as well as check out our help center if you're having any issues. You might be able to find it there, or you can just email our support team. Now goodbye!